take the stage. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Awesome. Yay. I love the clappers. Just want to say good morning and thank you all so much for allowing me to join you today. I have heard so many great things about this conference over the years and have been watching from afar. And I'm so excited to be here today as a partner and as one of the conference sponsors. Again, my name is Marissa Spady, and I'm one of the senior managers on the state campaigns team for No Kid Hungry. I support North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. No Kid Hungry, if you're not familiar, is the state campaign of a national nonprofit organization called Share Strength. Share Strength has been around for over 40 years, and we are known as an anti-hunger, anti-poverty organization. We're extremely proud to have been partners with our Carolina Hunger Initiative over the last 15 years as our hands and feet here in North Carolina, both as a thought partner and as a mover and shaker, as some of you have already seen in that child nutrition front. No Kid Hungry's main priority is really to ensure that no child goes hungry here in North Carolina or any other state in our country. We believe that harnessing the power of the federal child nutrition programs is one of the best ways in which we can do that, focusing strongly on the importance of the USDA's SUN programs, which you are about to learn a whole lot more about, to help end childhood hunger during those summer months. We all know that many of our children depend on school breakfast and school lunch during the school year. Unfortunately, when kids should be having a really great time and vacationing and playing and swimming and all that fun stuff, many of our children experience the hungriest time of year. The 3 USDA federal child nutrition programs that have been rolled out and are now known as the SUN program are really meant to be complementary programs in which they work very closely together to support children during those summer months. Those include SUN Bucks, which you've already heard a little bit about, SUN Meals, and SUN Meals to Go. As you know, or maybe not, SUN Bucks is for families to receive a $120 grocery benefit per eligible school-age child. These debit-like cards allow children to buy food when school is not in session during the summer. And we're super excited to know that North Carolina will continue to have SUN Bucks here for summer of 2026. So kudos to you all. In 2025, you all were able to support over 1 million children here in North Carolina with SUN Bucks. And we know that's just a small amount, but we know that it goes a long ways. In addition to SUN Bucks, SUN Meals and SUN Meals to Go are also meals that are available for our children to be able to participate in. SUN Meals, or Summer Food Service Program, or the Seamless Summer Option, have been around for a long time. However, not all children have been able to participate in those meals because the child would have to be brought to eat on site to eat those meals. While they're enjoying potentially learning opportunities at summer school, fun activities, or nutrition education. However, for some of our farthest reaching children, those sites were way too far. There were too many barriers that prevented our children from being able to participate in those. And one of the silver linings of COVID, I do believe, has been SUN Meals to Go being implemented in our rural communities. This is now an opportunity for meal sponsors to be able to provide multiple days worth of meals for families to pick up at one time, which we know that eliminates some of those challenges of transportation, having to come out every single day. And we've heard story after story of families who have just said this is such a game changer for them during the summer months. And at No Kid Hungry, we are super excited to be working with CHI because we know that there's so much great potential and opportunity to ensure that North Carolina is a leader in this area across the country, making sure that at least one summer SUN Meals to Go site is in every eligible rural community across the state. And we're so excited to help support you all through grants and technical assistance and all of those things that help you become aware and working alongside of our partners. In addition to those 3 programs that work together, we at No Kid Hungry are continuing to be aware of changes that are happening on a federal level. As you heard from Governor Stein earlier, SNAP has had some challenges coming to it, but we also know that SNAP is our nation's most powerful tool in fighting hunger, and we are doing everything in our power to help to advocate for this program to continue to be around. We know that it takes a village to be able to support these programs and ensuring that they all work together to ensure our children grow up strong and healthy and willing and able to thrive. We want to continue to support Sun Meals and Sun Meals to Go, Sunbucks continuing, and working with our partners on the ground, from our state agencies to our school districts, community partners, our legislators, and everyone else, to ensure that North Carolina children truly do have the support they need. At this time, I would like to take a moment and turn things over to our Carolina Hunger Initiatives team as they talk a little bit more about Sun Meals programming here in North Carolina. So at this point, I'd like to say, Tamara Baker, will you please take the stage?
The mic. Big thanks to Marissa, our fearless liaison for our national partner. I am Tamara Baker with the Carolina Hunger Initiative. I've had the privilege of leading our summer nutrition program focus for over 15 years now. But I want to recognize my colleagues and the best team ever to co-lead this work. They're running around some here. Thompson Birchie, are you around? I think he's already back. He may already be backstage. And Jana Sauer. Amazing, amazing team. We're also so grateful to No Kid Hungry for their continued support, and especially grateful to our state agency, the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. I think they're back in the back here. Raise your clappers. Yes, thank you for their work. They administer the Sun Meals and Sun Meals to Go programs. But let's focus on Sun Meals to Go for a minute here. You just heard a little bit about it from Marissa. It's also called the Non-Congregate Meals Program. That's sort of how we refer to it commonly as NCM. So these meals can only be served in rural areas. But that's okay, because most of North Carolina is rural, and it's a very underserved area historically. There are 100 counties, but more than 80 of them, or close to 80 of them, are considered as rural. And there are rural pockets that can serve meals, even in our counties that are more designated as more rural. And we're going to hear about some of that today. In 2025, North Carolina had a total of 157 sponsors that operated the SUN programs, which is awesome. Within that number, 43 sponsors operated Sun Meals to Go. So that is a great milestone to reach, but we still have room to grow. I want to ask you to recognize yourself. If you sponsored Sun Meals to Go or non-congregate meals last summer, clap your clapper hands now. Yay, I'm so glad to see some of these in the room. If you are considering becoming a sponsor for non-congregate meals, please clap your clappers. Okay, that's great. We have some new organizations coming on as well. Sun Meals to Go are a game changer. Very important. We're hearing about something, and I want to let you listen very carefully. Remarkable economic benefits. What if you're a school nutrition team and you could start your school year with a much stronger financial base due to the reimbursement from so many more summer meals served? We're hearing remarkable stories about that. And this program can make year-round jobs a reality for school district staff and for the community partners serving the meals. And jobs with continuity, these staff also need to make sure that they're able to keep that employment. Safety at these meal sites is a priority. Sponsors know that clearly marked meal delivery vehicles and staff clearly wearing the name of their organization so people know who they are can help build community trust. These families need that community trust more than ever now. I also want to highlight the opportunity for growth. Just one example is the Y of Southeastern North Carolina here. Yay! We heard a rumor that you want to go from 3 counties where you're serving Sun Meals to Go to expand to 5 counties this summer. So big shout out there. That's just one example, and we are so excited there are several new sponsors coming on this year. Sponsors, those who administer the program, operate the program, and you, every single one of you in this room, can learn more about the Sun programs on the website summermeals4NCkids.org. So the Carolina Hunger Initiative works on that website and helps to maintain, keep it fresh, but we work in partnership with NCDPI, Department of Public Instruction, on that website. So that is a place where I encourage you to tell families they can go and find locations for meal sites. And it's a reliable source, and it's kept fresh by the information that comes from sponsors to the state agency and is posted there on the website. But note, when you're looking for a location in Buncombe County or any other location, the meal locations for families are listed only when the meal sites are open. So don't send them there until closer to when meal sites open, which begin to happen late May in North Carolina as schools finish operating, and in June for many locations. There are Sun stickers on your table to take that you can take with you that have this website on it. So we just encourage you to make sure that you know that this is available. It's also a location where the website is where sponsors can go and get lots of resources, lots of information that provide fun and nutrition education for your sites, and tips on marketing and specific tools you can use, and even items that you can print, low budget items, and items that you can buy pennies for your staff to wear that are showing what the organization is and promoting the program. But rather than me tell you all about it now, I would like us to hear from 2 meal sponsors on how they made Sun Meals to Go happen and what their 2026 plans for the summer look like. First, we're going to hear from Gwyn, who is the school nutrition lead for Hickory City Schools. Her school district is in the central western foothills and extends into Burke and Caldwell counties. Nicole Caldwell, who you'll hear from, is director of community meals for TCK Providence, which is part of the Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest North Carolina. Based in Winston-Salem, the food bank serves 18 surrounding counties. So Christy and Nicole, come take the stage. Have a seat and have a microphone. This is Christy, and this is Nicole. We're so glad you're here. Thank you so much. And I would ask you the microphone as you answer each question, and we'll have Christy to answer the question first, and then Nicole, and that so that we'll be able to keep the answer straight and where we're working from. Again, 18 counties, and focusing on Hickory City Schools and the 2 counties where they're a part of. So thank you so much. We're so happy you're here. Let's start with the why. Why are summer nutrition programs for kids needed in the communities you serve?
Hickory City Schools serves a high percentage of directly certified students, meaning many children rely on school meals as their primary source of daily nutrition. When school is not in session, summer nutrition programs ensure that students continue to have access to healthy, nutritious meals, helping to reduce food insecurity and support their overall well-being throughout the summer months.
To expand on that a little bit, the number of kids that don't have access to fresh food or even still enough food is staggering, even in our first world country. At the food bank, we hear a lot of families telling us about how these summer nutrition programs in general, all of them, help them stretch their food resources even further. So what that means is when we offer meals to kids and parents, those parents can then stretch those meals, that food out, for other family members to be able to have something to eat. They no longer have to choose between getting their prescriptions, going to the doctor, getting other fresh groceries that they need for other family members in the home, or even paying that month's light bill. Summer nutrition programs impact the child's overall wellness, as we all in this room are very familiar, not just whether or not they get to eat that day.
Thank you. What does your Sun Meals to Go program service look like? Paint us a picture of how a family gets meals from your team during the summer months. It's very different from if you have visited one Sun Meals to Go site, you've visited one. If you've visited lots, each one is uniquely different. So let's hear how.
At Hickory City Schools, our Sun Meals to Go service can best be described as beautifully organized chaos. We operated one rural distribution location within our district at a local soccer complex. Our families participate in a convenient drive-through model where they do not have to exit their vehicles. They just drive up and our staff puts the boxes in their vehicles. Families remain in their vehicles while our team efficiently loads meals, creating a safe, streamlined experience for everyone involved. Prior to distributions, family complete a registration form, which our staff references during pickup to ensure program integrity and accountability. Each family receives one box containing 5 breakfasts and 5 lunch per child, providing a full week's of nutritious meals. Through teamwork, planning, and strong commitment to service, our staff work together to make this process smooth, welcoming, and accessible to every family we serve.
That's great.
Beautifully organized chaos is a great way to put it. We also lean in that direction. But every one of our Sun Meals to Go sites are partner agencies of the food bank, so they're pantries in some different capacity. They're all used to implementing all of the rules and regulations around federally funded programming because that's what they're doing day in and day out for the families that they serve. And so doing the Sun Meals to Go program is relatively easy for them to get started with. The staff and the volunteers at these pantries are trusted contacts for the families that they serve. They already have that rapport built with them, and so they'll notify their clients that they've got this amazing program available, and then they'll build their interest list from there. We deliver the boxes to each partner weekly, and so then they'll turn around and their team will distribute the boxes to the kids from there. Families will also pre-register with the pantry every week, or they'll pre-register with the pantry and they'll have them on like a weekly pickup list. And then the families will come to the pantry on distribution day. Every pantry sort of does their pickup process differently. As Tamara noted, if you've been to one site, you've been to one site. A lot of times what that looks like for our partners is it kind of is mirrored upon what their operation is already like. And so if families are used to doing a large drive-through, they'll maintain that operation for the Sun Meals to Go program. Some of them do walk-ins if that works best for them, and then others set up appointments to coordinate the large volume of traffic in their small parking lots.
Great. Love the different ways it's being served. So, important question. Are you reaching more families through Sun Meals to Go compared to serving the traditional way that we've served meals with the congregate meals over the years, which is an incredibly valid program? And camps and programs that are ongoing could not exist without these congregate meals. So I want to give a big shout out to those. And we call those just, USDA has branded those now as Sun Meals. As opposed to Sun Meals to Go. But are you serving more families through Sun Meals to Go, and if so, how?
Yes, this program provides children with easier access to nutritious meals throughout the summer months. With the rising food costs and impacting SNAP benefits, our district has experienced a decline in directly certified students, resulting in approximately 8% of our students losing access to important food resource. Additionally, this program supports school nutrition staff during the summer by providing continued employment opportunities and to help support their families as well. It also helps sustain our school nutrition program throughout the year with the reimbursement from the USDA.
All right, so for Providence of Second Harvest Food Bank, the answer is capital letters, yes, no doubt about it. Back in 2024, when we were doing primarily congregate meals. I think we had one non-congregate side. I'm looking at my friend Jada here. We were serving about 900 kids per day on average, give or take, through our congregate meals programming. In 2025, last year, we really ramped up Sun Meals to Go operations. We were serving about 1,200 kids per day in our congregate programming, and then that really skyrocketed up in non-congregate up to 1,000 kids per day. So that doubled our impact. In 2025, we added 9 sites in 8 rural counties in our service area, and we were even able to serve some of our westernmost counties because of the Sun Meals to Go program. Last year, we served 54,484 meals through non-congregate meals alone. Yeah. Before we started the Sun Meals to Go program, we could offer SFSP reasonably so in about 3 or 4 counties. Because of the delivery mechanism available to us, we deliver all of our congregate meals hot to sites. And so, of course, you cannot put, I guess you could, it's not a good idea to put hot meals in a van and transport them 3 hours away for kids to eat. It's just not feasible. And so this really opens up doors for us to get meals into rural communities. As you all know, SFSP can be sort of like an economy of scale. So the food cost is your largest expense. And so anytime you add on more service sites, your food cost, of course, is going to go up. The greater your food bill is. But the more kids you're also serving and the more cost savings you can realize in that increased level of production. You can bulk produce things a lot more. And so this really works for us. I found that the more meals that we can get into that van and get them into kids' hands, the more people that we can serve.
Great. I heard jobs. I heard year-round employment. I heard many more families being reached. Those are some pretty impressive numbers. And it means that more children are getting the nutrition they need. And therefore, when they get ready to go back to school, they're going to be ready. That summer learning gap is going to be much improved. So, but what are you hearing exactly from families? What are the responses they're saying that they're sharing with you? Christy?
In our district, we only heard gratefulness from our parents. Through every drive-through that we held, the 104-degree temperature days, the parents were most grateful with their cars running hot and the lines super long. Many times we were said, thank you so much for what you're doing. It's mostly appreciated. We couldn't do it without you. So that's what we hear.
My colleague Megan and I were at a site a couple weeks ago up in Boone, and Mom stopped us in the parking lot and she said, "Hey, I overheard you talking to our site contact about the summer meals program. Or is that the same program that was here last summer?" And I said, "Yeah, we're going to do it again next summer." And she was like, "Oh, thank goodness. That really helped me whenever the kids were home from school all day, every day throughout the summer." She said, "That can help me stretch the food that I'm getting here at the pantry to feed the rest of my family so that my kids are automatically taken care of." I think that's really powerful. It helps people stretch food resources even further. I've also been reflecting on, what would it have felt like to get a box of meals every week throughout the summer? And I don't know about y'all, but that would have been like Christmas morning for me. Christmas in July, if you will, and so we just want to continue bringing Christmas in July.
Thank you. What the parents say, what the families say, what the children say is so important. And I think I was struck by a really profound comment that you're going to meet Rachel Finley here shortly, who's over summer nutrition at the Department of Public Instruction. And she shared that she had heard that a mom say that now that I know that my children are getting meals, I can eat. Because there were many, many days in the summer before where she had to choose what little bit they had to be able to give it to the children, and she was missing meals. So it can be a tremendous game changer. Let's hear about your plans for this coming summer. I'm so excited. How are you hoping to reach more kids? If so, if you're able to do so in 2026, tell us how you're going to do that.
For our district, our plans are to open an additional site. We could only find one site in our district. We are in a city school district. So we do not have schools that qualify. So we had to go to parks, recs, different places. We had to transport all of our meals to somewhere else to distribute. We went to the lower end of our district last year. I found a green spot in the northern part of our district this year, and that entails driving around, put in an address. Is this a spot that works? So hopefully we can add an additional spot at the Hickory Crawdad Stadium, which is a minor league baseball team in the upper end of our district, to reach more families with morning distribution, and also to offer an afternoon distribution at our site that we had last year at Henry Fork River Park. So this means our staff distributes in the morning from 9 to 11, and in the afternoon from 3 to 6 to reach families whose parents that work. We had a lot of concern last year is that we can't get here because we work. So we heard you. We heard those parents, and so we're going to accommodate those this year, we hope. Also, we plan to implement a 3-week menu rotation because parents ran out of space for our frozen meals. Now we're going to offer 7 days versus 5, and it's going to be a 3-week menu rotation, a frozen box for week 1. Week 2 is going to be a bulk distribution where they get fresh fruits and vegetables each week. On that second rotation, and the third week is going to be a shelf-stable rotation so that families do not have the challenges of storing their frozen products that they have an abundance of. And like I said, the 7-day versus the 5, that's our plan, and hopefully the same drive-through method will work again this year.
So this summer, I have made the beautiful mistake of telling everyone that we're going to try to be in all 18 counties in our service region. And so I say that to be funny. We're honored to be able to do that. So that's the goal. I think we're going to hit it. There's some few lingering plans that we need to get into place, but that's this year's goal. Outside of expanding our footprint, we're also going to be upping the ante and including 7 days worth of meals as opposed to 5. Last summer, I don't know why. I thought kids only ate 5 days per week, but that's what we did. And so this summer, we're going to be including 7 breakfast and 7 lunch per box. I also would love to expand our breakfast menu a little bit and offer a handful of hot breakfast items or frozen breakfast items that kids can reheat. Maybe like an omelet and some potatoes, or maybe a fruit and nut oatmeal sort of ordeal. We'll kind of see how that balances out with that pesky freezer space. In a few of our sites, we'll also be offering home delivery this year. They have volunteers located at the sites that are able to do this. And the idea is to take boxes to families that either are struggling with transportation, don't have reliable access to a car for whatever reason. We're also seeing a few of our Latino neighbors not wanting to leave the homes as often due to heightened ICE activity in their areas. And so we're hoping to be able to accommodate home deliveries this year for them. We also have a site that has a pre-existing mobile pantry route, and so we're hoping to be able to allow them to offer the summer meals on those pre-existing pantry routes to get those meals even further into those rural areas.
That's great. I heard home delivery could be a game changer. I know that you get to work really closely with the state agency on maintaining integrity and determining that you have a great plan in place for all of this. But that's really exciting to hear about more home delivery. I also want to highlight when Christy talked about the schedules of the people working. Check the schedules of your major employers in your area. If you have a hospital nearby, you need to keep in mind when that hospital staff is going to be released, because it probably will be there will be a lot of families. So think about your timing of when you hold your delivery programs based on the employers. and 7 days. Yes, I eat 7 days a week. I hope you all do. These meals can all be served on weekends. And the sponsors are really now beginning to catch on how they can make that happen and working with the state agency for that. And that is just so exciting. And I want to just finish by saying, I bet they're all looking for partners. Partners. Couldn't do this program without partners. And I'm seeing some heads nodding there, right? You need some more partners. If Nicole's going to expand into 18 counties, I'm pretty sure that footprint requires a lot of partners. So talk to each other. That's part of why we're here today. At the breaks, find each other. And if you can't find who you're looking for, check with me, or the desk can probably tell you who's registered if you're looking for a specific partner. So I want to thank you both, Christy and Nicole. Your insight has been so valuable. And let's give them all a big round of applause, and we'll let you guys finish up.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. I love hearing from our sponsors and what they're doing. It's pretty exciting. Now, I would like to talk about our statewide achievements. It's a big state, 100 counties, lots and lots of people, lots of moving parts. We have had success in reaching families to make healthy nutrition available in all 3 SUN programs. You've been hearing about those, and I will tell you, I felt like the governor stole our lead here. But it's great news in announcing that SUN Meals is coming back. But first, let's give you a quick snapshot. In 2025, SunBucks distributed $127 million in benefits in North Carolina. That's amazing. 127 million benefits. $127 million. And those went to 1 million plus North Carolina children who were eligible to participate. This happened thanks to the tireless efforts of our North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, the SunBucks team, led by Jaquita Hicks Smallwood, who is here today. And we're super excited that SunBucks is returning again. Can't say this enough times. Also, in 2025, Sun Meals and Sun Meals to Go brought almost $23 million to our state and served over 5 million meals to our children. That deserves a shout out too. Big numbers, 5 million meals. That's more than twice as many meals were served through the Sun Meals to Go in 2025 compared to 2024. So growth is happening. These sponsors are learning how to run these programs, and the state agencies learning how to work with them. So really appreciate all that flexibility. This happened thanks to the dedicated team at the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction led by Rachel Finley. Yay! So let's add it all up. That combined boost to from all three SUN programs in 2025 meant $142 million came into our state's economy. That's amazing. You think about those SunBucks dollars. Those SunBucks dollars are spent in grocery stores in their communities. And the boost that provides and the number of jobs that provides in addition to it's all rising boats for the community. So that is amazing. I'm now going to invite up to the stage in just a moment for a group photo the teams that make this happen from the state agencies. We're also going to have another celebrity come on stage as well. Yes, speaking of which, a celebrity. Yay! Let's have a little tune here. Let's have a little music. Yes! Thank you. I want to take the stage for our state agencies. Yay! We want to have one big group photo. Where's our photographer? Let's take lots of photos of this group. They make it happen, all under the SUN name. This is our state agency, both from North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services and our NCDPI, and they work on SUN Meals to Go, SunBucks, and many other nutrition programs. So thank you all. Thank you all. Let's take a big bow together and get a team photo. Okay, it's our photographer around. Okay, he's in the back. He's taking it. Yay. Okay, thanks. Thank you, guys. All righty. Sounds great. Thank you. Thank you so much.